From 4 News Now, with live updates throughout the day, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. This is KXLY Plus.
Good afternoon. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. For the last couple of weeks, we've been covering the deadly, devastating wildfires that have ripped through Spokane County, the Gray Fire in Medical Lake, and the Oregon Road Fire near Elk, Washington. As crews are starting to gain full containment on those fires, we're now looking to highlight local organizations that are doing good in our community. So we've launched the Here to Help initiative. And to explain that further, I'm going to toss it over to 4 News Now's Kirstin O'Connor, who's going to be able to provide more details. Kirstin, thank you for hopping on. What can you tell us about what the Here to Help initiative is?
Rob, thanks for that introduction. And, I think you set the tone really well, talking about kind of how we're transitioning now into a recovery mode for a lot of the people who've lost their homes in Spokane County. We were under a state of emergency during that time when the Gray Fire and the Oregon Road fires were burning. And, it feels like it's been a long time. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks, so it's really not been that long. A lot of people were asking me this morning. I was on the radio talking with our radio partners, through KXLY at 4 News Now, and why now? Is the question. That why are you doing this Here to Help campaign now? And the reason is because now and moving forward is when these fire victims are going to need our help more than ever. I have covered a lot of different natural disasters in news. I used to work in Florida, as a lot of people know, and so hurricanes are something that come every season. On the West Coast, of course, we deal with wildfires, and anybody who's lived in Spokane County for long periods, or even really in the short term, you've probably been impacted by wildfires at some point in your life, or somebody who has. We're talking about, in this particular situation this year, more than 350 people who lost their homes. Most people know someone who's been impacted. And so we are trying to come up with a list for you, a tangible list of organizations, local organizations that are vetted, that are making a difference right now, and helping get the types of items and things that people who are seriously without homes, without backpacks for schools, without everything, that they lost everything, trying to get them set up for success for the next couple of weeks. And then, they're committed to a long-term recovery effort. So we've done that kind of planning and helping to find out which organizations are available for the people in our area who need the help. And we're just asking for anyone who, and we didn't even need to ask, to be honest, Rob. We had so many callers, viewers, messaging our email address, asking the question, and we're just answering that. We're answering that call to our viewers. This is how you can help. We're here to help, and we have dedicated our coverage today I was in with Derek and Robin this morning, so from the very early morning hours until the late night news, we want to make sure that people know this is an all-day and a long-term effort here at 4 News Now.
Absolutely. This coverage is not going to be just today. It's going to be something ongoing. And I think that's something you kind of touched on that's really important. A silver lining that's kind of come out of this is the immediacy with which the community wanted to step in. Within the first day or two of the fires breaking out, we had people calling in, emailing, saying, I have this available, I want to provide it, I want to help. And it's important to note that some of the organizations we're highlighting we're not just looking to get money, to get monetary donations. There's time, there's items. Can you go into some of the specifics that we're looking for from the community?
Sure, yeah. And it's like you said, Rob, it's not about just pulling out your checkbook and donating a couple $100. Not everybody can do that right now. That's a difficult ask, and that's not the only way to help. So that's why we want to highlight some of these organizations that are looking for other items, and one of those groups that's been kind of boots on the ground, of course, from the very beginning is the Red Cross. And their initial reaction when we asked, how are we helping you support these victims is, we need your time. We don't need your money necessarily. We need your time. And that's because if you want to volunteer and help people who are dealing with a natural disaster, you need training first. You can't just jump in and start, kind of walking around a disaster. We saw our reporters struggling to get into some of these areas, even the evacuation shelters and things, because it's a chaotic time right after a wildfire. So if you're looking for a way to help and you don't necessarily have a couple $100s to just give out, or you don't have a monetary donation, that's okay. Red Cross says your time is more valuable. And the other group that's looking for volunteers that's really involved with the medical aid community and the elk community is, of course, the Salvation Army. And Derek Dice is going to be with the Salvation Army tonight at the canteens. There are several of them that are kind of located for people who are victims, who may have lost everything. Maybe they're staying with a neighbor right now, or a lot of people have been saying that they're staying with friends or family members. And you kind of start to wonder how long is too long for those types of living situations. And so we want to try to get people the information that they need for how they can find rentals. I know that's something that our reporters have been working on today. Another group that has been essential in this help and this push is we have this fantastic partnership today with Safeway and Albertsons. So, hey, moms, dads, you going grocery shopping tonight? I know I do it every day, basically. You can, at the check stand, just throw $1, $2, $3, whatever donation works for you. How easy is that? And that's going to go toward helping immediately help these wildfire victims through two different organizations. One of them is called Project Beauty Share. That's, again, a local Spokane organization that's been around for a while, doing great work, helping to get hygiene products into the hands of people who need them. So, deodorant, shampoo, body wash, things that you just have to have, even if you're staying in a hotel for a short period of time, or like I said, staying with friends or family. These are just essentials. It's what we need. And then we'll also have the Inovia Foundation. So that's another Spokane nonprofit that they specifically created a wildfire response fund. And so those dollars that people are going to be giving at the check stand at Albertsons and Safeway tonight, we'll have Robin Nance out there live during our 6 p.m. newscast, just talking to people and seeing how that effort's going. But I really think that everybody is asking the question of how can I help my neighbors? And these are just simple ways that we can all pitch in a way that is meaningful and going to really make a difference in the immediate future, and like we said, Rob, in the long term as well.
Absolutely, and some of the organizations Kirstin touched on are just a small part of a growing list that we have. And you can see that list if there's an organization that touches you on kxly.com. That list is there on how you can help in a variety of ways. It's not just giving money. It's like Kirstin said, it's time, it's other items that you have. Kirstin, this is going to be something that we're going to be continuing to cover in the coming days. Is there anything else you want to add?
The only other thing, Rob, is just that I want people to know that we have heard their calls and we have read their messages. We had, like you said, in the hours that were unfolding as the breaking news was happening in our newsroom, we were getting almost immediate emails and phone calls from the community, people saying, hey, I have a basement that's open and I can house a family. I have a whole bunch of kids' clothes that I'd like to donate.
We have people with animal pens that were offering to take horses and other animals that people had. It was so quick from the community to respond to that, and it was really touching to see.
And that's just, Molly Allen said it this morning when we were on the radio talking about this. That's Spokane. That's our community. And so it has been a very difficult couple of weeks to cover all of these raw emotions that so many of the families have opened their hearts to our reporters and talked about what's really going on for them as they've been just searching through rubble and ash, and it's a dangerous situation for them to even be doing that. And we just want them to know we see you, we hear you, and we are here to help in whatever ways that we can, big or small.
Absolutely. Kirstin, I want to thank you for your time hopping on, explaining a little further what the Here to Help initiative from 4 News Now is. And again, thank you.
Of course. And thanks to you, Rob.
All right, thank you. 4 News Now's Kirstin O'Connor. Like she said, our reporters have been working on these projects, or their stories today are going to be highlighting these local organizations and how you, the community, can reach out and help. And that has been going on all day, but you can find out more tonight in 4 News Now at 5. But for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for 4 News Now.